Thursday, May 11th, 511, hot ice. Joined by Big Ev. The Jersey Transit situation is taking this office by fucking storm. Smitty delayed, Pick Central waiting on Brandon's chaos. I'm sure Frank will be very, very even keeled when dealing with this, so that'll be fun. Ev, you there? Am I with you?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to a Frank to take statement more than anything. I mean, just incompetent. We know how it goes.
Yeah, it's just
delays everywhere. It's coming in from. We got Amtrak's closed.
It's brutal.
We got NJ Transit closed. We got Hoboken the city's closed. We got Secaucus the city's closed. It's mayhem out here. It's chaos.
Yeah, it's a shit show. Speaking of incompetent, we'll kind of go real quick to headlines. Is there? I know we beat on this team, but like, is there anything better than a get right spot of playing the A's? Your Yankees just got it. You guys look like I don't know, the 55 Dodgers. The way you're playing against this team. I don't know. I really can't make anything of it. Just like they took a lead in a couple of the games and just got boat raced. Like they don't have anybody to trade. They're pathetic. I guess it's not so much of a headline as like a debate, but they are just bad, and they make teams look good instantly. How much fun has it been watching this team get beat up on for the last 2-3 days?
Honestly, the Yankees needed it. Like it was, how like I think I said it yesterday. It's kind of like how like the first week of the season, like Alabama plays just like a random plays like Citadel or like just like one of these like shitty like low teams that they're just gonna pound on. Like I think last week they played like Louisiana Monroe week 1 or something like that, like or some point in the season. Like the Yankees needed it. We needed like that was a little tune-up game for the Yanks. Go down, like just beat the brakes off the A's 3 games in a row, put up a bunch of runs, get the bats going. Judge is healthy again. We needed it. We honestly we needed it, and I think it's going to help us down the stretch. I think it's going to help us going forward. Like we need to see a couple hits land, a couple homers, like put some runs on the board. Just get the momentum going. Get the boys feeling good about themselves. Get the confidence back in the bats. The lineup's looking obviously Judge changed because Judge's presence in the lineup just makes everybody a little bit better. Just makes the lineup just that much deeper. So I mean, definitely it was much needed.
Yeah. The one thing we kind of touched on too, we're always kind of day trading the futures and we're looking at divisions and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's still, we talked about it on Pick Central. It's still crazy to me that the Cardinals are getting more respect than the Diamondbacks and these teams. To put the Cardinals at 25-1, like they're like dead last in the NL. It's just I know why you have to put them at that price, but they're literally dead last in the NL. Worse than the Nationals, Rockies, Giants, Reds. I mean, it's bad. Is there something like we don't know?
I just think
they got to make a move.
I
like
think you're
just crazy.
You got to keep it. I think you got to keep in mind a couple. You got to keep in mind one, where the lines were preseason, and two, that it's like May 11th today. Like they only can move like you're not going to just completely flip the script in like what have they played like 30 games, like 30 and change. Like they're not even a quarter way.
38, yeah, 38.
Like I'm just saying. I think think about like I'm not saying this is going to happen, but just hypothetically think about like how much liability a book has if all of a sudden like if they switch, all of a sudden they just in a month, 2 months they made the Cardinals from 15-1, 21 before the season to 50-1. All of a sudden, like a month, 2 months later, they rip 10 games in a row. They go on a nice like 15 and like 8 stretch. You know what I mean? Like and all of a sudden they're right back in it. And then the line goes back like crazy. Like they only can move it so much this early in the season.
Yeah,
I get
that.
Like the Diamondbacks, like they're not gonna call them contenders after a good month and a half. Like you've already seen the Pirates falling off already. And the Diamondbacks, I think they could stay around and maybe contend for a playoff spot, but like they know this team isn't win. Like this team isn't winning the World Series.
Yeah, they ain't winning the World Series. No, I get that. But the Cardinals ain't gonna win it either. And you talk about that 10-game rip, right? I don't know where it's coming for a while. Okay,
but I'll even say this though. Obviously, the number is much different. But even right now, like gun to your head, like who would you take? If you had to pick, if one had to save your life to
Cardinals.
win the World Series, you're taking the Cardinals.
Yeah, just because of the magic. But you listen, and I respect that. And you talked about that 10-game rip. Tell me like where you think it's going to happen. Red Sox, Brewers, Dodgers, Reds, Guardians, Royals, Pirates, Rangers, Reds.
Maybe that right there, that little nestling, that little Reds, Pirates, Rangers, maybe.
Maybe.
Rangers are good. There was one in there you said too, but
yeah, the Royals.
Guardians,
I know.
That stretch,
but it's not cupcakes now, you know.
No,
so
of course not. And honestly, the way the schedule is now, like it's having to play all these teams. I think it's really like none of it's really cupcakes. You're seeing how like I feel like this year that we'll see if it continues as the season goes on. I feel like the league might be a little deeper than it has been recently.
Right.
Like I feel like we've got more like solid teams that we've had where it's like it hasn't been crazy top heavy, but I mean we've just had the same similar teams in the mix. Like obviously the Astros, Dodgers, Braves have been around. Those teams have been at the top the last few years. Yankees haven't been over the hump, but they've been like ALCS, that kind of thing. I wonder how many of these teams can kind of keep it up going forward.
Yeah.
These teams, like these middling teams, are like you said, like the D-back types, like the Rangers have put more money. The Rangers have been good. I wonder how many of these teams can stay.
Angels. Yeah, I wonder when the Astros are going to turn it on. To be 3.5 games back is a little wild to me with the Astros. But the Dodgers got bored of being in second and third, and they fucking boat raced. Yeah. You're right. There's very few elite teams. We've talked about that. Dog of the day. We got a lot of day games as we usually do on a Thursday. I went with the latest game on the board and just the old reliable. We talked about it with the Diamondbacks. They got the guy Henry on the mound who's not great. He's got an ERA over 5, Tommy Henry. But this Giants team on the road, I don't trust that. You're going to give me the Diamondbacks on a plus sign at home. I'll take that. It's plus 112. Are you in the same boat, or you got one of the early day action games?
So I actually have one of the day. I don't have one of the day games, but I actually don't have that game either for this play. I took the Yankees. I know it's a small dog, but I just think they're in a. I just think kind of what I said before, coming off that ace here. I think they're feeling good. They just played good baseball against the Rays. They should have won. They should have won that last game too. They blew it. I like them coming back to like now they're home. Like the Rays are coming to the Bronx this time. Coming off the 3-game series against the A's where they just smacked them around. Judge is back healthy. I feel good. I feel good about this game today. I think we're getting you're getting plus money on them at home. I feel good about it.
So it's a weird setup actually too when you look at this. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games today. Throw out the Reds and throw out the Athletics, right? You think because they're like insane dogs. You think there's some value in just doing the coin flips? And I'll give you some 3 of them are home dogs. So you got the Twins against the Padres in a very small line. Padres like minus 130. Mm-hmm. You got the White Sox going to the Royals. Royals are a small favorite. So I know the White Sox are trash, but that's 2 piles of garbage. Yankees a good team like you talked about. Plus what number you got it at? Plus what?
I think I literally got like 100, 102. Like
okay, home
they're
dog.
Small dogs.
And the Diamondbacks at a home dog. Like 4 of these, you tell me I'm going to get 3 of them at home. Small coin flip type dogs. I think you just play all 4 blind.
I will say I like the Royals. I like the Singer matchup.
Okay.
He's been a bright spot in the rotation the last couple of years. So I do like the Royals today, but I give it out pick central. I like the under in that Twins Padres game. I think we get a pitcher's duel. I think it's Darvish versus Over's been unbelievable this year. Darvish is obviously very good. Two strikeout guys. I think we get a low number today. I think we get a duel.
What do you? Speaking of pitchers duels, the Mets it's been a bad season. I think it's going to get worse. I think it's going to be kind of like embarrassingly worse. Although Verlander does have huge balls, but it was against the Reds. This guy's been a bright spot, and quietly, if he lowers his ERA and he stays where it goes, and he's the anchor, puts us back in the race. Senga is kind of a sleeper for Cy Young. I don't know if he's going to put up like the greatest metrics, but he's 4-1. I like his strikeouts a lot. 32 innings, 36 strikeouts. It's over 5.5 at plus 112. I've backed it a couple of times. He's been right. He either goes like 4-7, 4-7, but he's done 8-6. He's got a lot of strikeouts in his outings. He's always going to give you 5 or 6. hasn't put us out of a game yet. I like Senga here in a plus sign as my best bet over 5.5 strikeouts. What was that under your best play, or you got something out as well?
No, honestly, I hate to say we're going against each other. I like the Giants tonight. I hear your thoughts. We're D-backs guys through and through. So this to me was something I gave some really looked into it. I just think Cobb has been really, really good this year for the Giants. I think for the number, I know it's on the road. I think I laid it was minus 135 or 138, something like that. I got, and I just think the pitching edge is very significant, and that's really why I like to play a lot. I think Cobb shoves. I think this one could be low scoring too. I think the Giants are able to score enough to pull it out. I just think the pitching edge is the gap is too big, considering the line being as short as it is. So that's where I like the Giants. The Giants is my play.
Makes sense. We'll get the hit parade priced. Speaking of the two teams that look like they're going to get, which is scary as a Mets fan, but it looked like the Mets and the Rangers would probably be the two teams to kind of pile it on. You talked about how bad that A's team is. Anybody on Texas worth taking a shot at to go deep?
I like Simeon. So Simeon was my play in the hit parade. He's been having a much better season he had last year. He's hitting I think he's batting 290 this year. He's hitting some homers. He's been much, much, much better at the top of that lineup. Seager's out too, so he's obviously doesn't totally help getting losing that protection, but he's been real good this year. Rangers have been good, so yeah, I like Simeon. Simeon's my guy.
I mean, it's chalky. I think if the Mets do put up the runs, it's going to be Alonso. He's the only guy who hits home runs. He's had 2 out of 3 in the last 3 games. He likes the Cincinnati ballpark. I would take Alonso on that. So maybe double those guys up if you're getting crazy on a day action parlay. Homer, see what happens. We'll be back Tuesday, rough and rowdy tomorrow, buyrnr.com. Pick Central coming up. The Knicks have some life. This is another good weekend here. You see the vibes
back
teal, floral. We're looking good as we roll in.
The back's against the wall. We're coming out swinging. Holding my phone.
Exactly. And it's Mother's Day. Don't be a skell. Go buy your mother a card.
Yes, for sure. Maybe some flowers, a spa day, whatever you got the means for.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I guaranteed. Hit parade wins today. Take all of it and go buy something.
Easy.
Don't come in empty-handed.
Done. Love you, Mom.
All right.
I'm double dip. My mom's birthday's tomorrow, so I got a double dip.
Oh, that's a tough one.
But it's one that you're used to it because obviously it's always on Mother's Day right around it. So used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta take care of her.
Exactly. So all right, that's Hot Ice. We'll see you on Tuesday.